Hello students, so we are back again with a very important video this time. So the notification are out on the NTA website for JEE Mains 2026. So the first notification that is out is regarding the certifications, the caste certification, the income certification, and for the PWD students for them. So in today's video, we are going to talk about all these important things so that you are prepared when the registration starts. So we are expecting the registration to start within few days now. And once the registration starts, generally the registration window for JEE Mains only remains for 20 days, around like 20 to maximum 25 days. So the JEE Mains exam this time will be in the, just like every time, it will be at the end of January, around January 20th onwards. So all the dates are out on the NTA website. So today video we are going to look into these very important detail, which if you miss out, even a candidature get cancelled. And in fact, since last year, NTA have made it compulsory that you have to upload the information of all these certificate, be it caste certificate, be it income certificate, at the time of registration itself. So so if I talk about 3 years back, so till 3 years back, you only require the certificate during the time of counseling, the JOSA counseling. But now you need to know how you need to get the certificate ready at the time of registration itself. So this video is going to be very important. I want all the student and parent to be with us till the entire end, till the last of the video. So let's talk about the JEE registration for the JEE Mains 2026. Number one thing is that it's important that you get information in your Aadhaar card correct. Now, whenever anyone is registering for JEE Mains, so while registering for JEE Mains, they will ask you to register based on the name of your 10th mark sheet. So let us say if the student have done the 10th 1.5 years back, you must have got a mark sheet for it. So ensure that the name in the 10th mark sheet and the name in the Aadhaar card matches. If that is not the case, it's important that you change the Aadhaar card right now. You can update the details in the Aadhaar card. So ensure that the details in Aadhaar card should match with the 10th certificate mark sheet. And the second thing is have a latest photograph. Now many of you might be having some old photograph where you are a very small child in the Aadhaar card. So ensure that you have a latest photograph in your Aadhaar, as well as you have the copies for it, because when you are registering for the JEE Main in the NTA portal, you have to upload a signature, you have to upload a photograph. So try to have the same, try to get the similar photograph for your Aadhaar card, as well as keep the similar photograph ready for the registration of JEE Mains 2026. Next thing is the address detail. Ensure that the address detail are correct. Now when it comes to JEE, especially JEE Mains, so during JOSA counseling, the state quota is determined based on which state you have done your 12th in. It is not determined based on your domicile certificate or permanent address. So it is preferable that your Aadhaar address should reflect your current address. Like for example, let's say your permanent address is some other state, your permanent address is in a state of Maharashtra, but right now you are living in the state of Karnataka. So in that case, ensure that the Aadhaar have updated address. It will be easier for the application to go ahead in the future. Now coming to the category certificate. So this we are going to talk in detail, because there are many different categories, that is EWS, the economy weaker section, SC, ST, OBC, NCL. So we'll see those things in detail about the certificates, and also about disability certificates. So for the PWD category, which is 5% in every category. So for example, if you are in PWD general, so there will be 5% of general. If you are PWD ST, will be 5% of ST. PWD SC, it will be 5% of SC. So in every category, the 5% is reserved for the physically or the PWD category. So we'll also talk about in detail that what kind of certificate will be acceptable for those cases. So the first thing is Aadhaar and the ID match. So as we have talked about that ensure your name and date of birth is clearly mentioned in your Aadhaar. So Aadhaar is supposed to have both, though some of you might have made your Aadhaar long back, maybe 10 years back. In that case, it might be possible that the date of birth might be missing in the Aadhaar. So please update that. It should not just have a year, it should also have the exact date of birth. So your date of birth should match, your name should match, and it should be similar to a 10th mark sheet. Based on that only you will be able to apply for the NTA or for the JEE Mains 2026. So what you need to do is cross verify the 10th certificate in Aadhaar, and you have to check your JEE application very carefully. If there is a discrepancy, update the Aadhaar right now, because updation of Aadhaar can take anywhere between 5 days to 10 days. So if there is a mismatch, go to the Aadhaar center near to your home, near to your wherever you stay, and get it updated right now, so that whenever the application start within next 2-3 or maybe a week, so by the time you'll be ready with all the documents. Moving to the next. So before we go into the specific certificates, let us also quickly look into what are the reservation, like how much reservation is there, and for each category what exactly is required. So first of all, if I talk about the general, the open category. So general open category, you will have seat around 40.5%. Now some of you might be thinking that okay, no, it's 50%, but I'm talking about general open category. I'm not talking about the EWS. So the economic weaker section, the general economic weaker section, that is 10% of the reservation. So if you add these two, it will be together around 50.5%. So general open category is 40.5% of the seats. The economic weaker section is 10%. The OBC NCL is 27%, SC 15%, and ST 7.5%. So these will be the different reservation categories, and among each category, for example, in general open there will be 5% of general open seat for the PWD category, the physical disability category. Similarly, if I talk about OBC NCL, again 5% will be for that. If I talk about scheduled caste, there will be 5% for that. Even for the economically weaker section, there will be 5% reservation for each and every category over there. So this will be the general, the kind of reservation matrix that we can expect. Now coming to what kind of cutoff that you can expect. So if I talk about in 2025, the 2025 cutoffs for JEE Mains, that means the minimum percentile you require to get selected for JEE Advanced. So in the general open category was 93.1 percentile. For the general economic weaker section, the EWS category, it was 80.38 percentile. For OBC NCL, it was 79.43 percentile. For SC, 61.15, and for ST, it was 47.9 percentile. Now, what can we expect in 2026? So, will it 2026 it will remain same or it will change? So, if we go by the trend, now what is happening every year? The number of applicants are increasing. If number of applicants increase and the total number of students who are supposed to write JEE Advanced, let's say only 2.5 lakhs are supposed to write JEE Advanced, if that number remains fixed, then obviously the percentile cutoff for everything will increase, and that is the trend we have been seeing for last 5 years. So you can expect that on an average in 2026 you need to get around 0.5 percentile extra. So let us say that if general cutoff this time was 93.1 percentile, maybe we can say that it will be around 93.6 percentile in 2026. So as applicant increase, the percentile will also increase. So this is the trend that you can expect. So prepare accordingly. In fact, soon we'll be making another video, launching another video about your preparation, because next 70 to 80 days are very, very crucial. What you do over here will determine your future. So in that we'll cover in detail that what it should be strategy, how to cover so that you achieve these numbers, in fact do much better than this. In fact, we want all our students to get seats in NITs. So we'll also talk about a strategy how to get seat at NIT. Now coming to the category certificate and the process for it. So coming first of all for the OBC NCL as well as the EWS, the economic weaker section. Now OBC NCL is for the non-creamy layer. That means one thing, that is first, it depends on the income. Now any income of the family, it can change every year. So that is why both for the OBC NCL as well as EWS, the validity of certificates is only 1 year. So if you have an old certificate, you have to get it done right now. So in fact, you have to get the certificate ready by the time you apply for JEE Mains, maybe within the next 10 to 15 days. So you should get the certificate ready. And it's not just about one time. Even when you go for JOSA in the month of June, then again you have to get a new certificate for the OBC NCL or for the EWS, because it depends on your yearly income. So based on the income tax, based on your yearly income, these certificates are obtained. Now one more thing we have to be mindful of, especially when I talk about the OBC NCL certificate, is that there are two lists in OBC. One will be the state list, other is the central list. If you fall under the state list of OBC NCL, you will not be taken in the category of OBC NCL. You cannot apply for it. The only category in that case you can apply is the open category. In fact, if you fall under the OBC category, but if you have higher salary, or let us say if the parent have higher income, family have higher income, or you are not satisfying the certain income range, then again you cannot avail the OBC NCL reservation. You have to go for open category. So if in fact for any of the category, if you are not able to produce the certificate later on in JOSA, you will be considered for open category only. But then again there can be some issues of malpractice later on, and in fact that is why now the NTA start taking the certificate at the time of registration itself. By certificate means you have to give your certification number, like the certificate number, when it was issued, what was the issuing authority, like that. So now coming over here, so for OBC NCL you need to get the certificate every year because it depends on the income. So to get the certificate ready right now, it should be latest of this year because these have only validity of 1 year. Similarly for the EWS category, it have a validity of 1 year. So you have to get the certificate right now. And again you will be needing certificate for the JOSA counseling because then the financial year will change. Financial is from April to March, but JOSA counseling happens in the month of June, July. So in that case you require the same certificate again. Now coming for the SC/ST certificate, so SC/ST certificate generally do not have a validity. But SC/ST certificate you have to go get it done offline. So if in case you do not have the certificate, go and get the certificate for SC/ST. So there will not be any validity issue for SC/ST certificate. Now coming for the PWD certificate. Now again for the PWD certificate, it's important that you have a card like a UDID card. So many times what will happen, hospitals will give certificate for the physical disability category, but all those certificates are not necessarily accepted. So you need to get a UD, just like you have Aadhaar card, you will also get a UDID card. So you can refer that how you can get a UDID card if you are not aware of that, but you need to have a UDID card to apply for this category and with the disability of 40% or more. So as I told you, this PWD reservation is not something extra, it is within the already categorized categories. So you'll have PWD for SC, you'll have PWD for ST, you'll have PWD for EWS, you'll have PWD for OBC NCL. So, but you require UDID card. Again, you require UDID card. It will be like card like Aadhaar card. You cannot just take any certificate authorized by any hospital. So if you do not have that, or if you have your own certificate, please get your UDID card as soon as possible. Now what all you do need to submit? So at the time of registration you need to submit the, as I told earlier, you need to submit the certificate number, issuing authority and date, or the date when you got it. If in case these things are getting delayed, in that case you can also submit the acknowledgement number of your certificate. You have not obtained the certificate but it's in the process, then you can submit the acknowledgement number as well. But the thing is, get these things done right now, because at the time of registration otherwise a lot of panic will happen. And as I told, the verification will not happen right now, verification will happen at the time of counseling during JOSA. So all those who are obtaining for the income certificate, you have to get 2 certificates, one in 2025 now, another in 2026, like after the financial year get over. Now for the pre-registration, just a quick recap of whatever we have talked about it. So ensure that you have the identity, the Aadhaar card updated, it is similar to your 10th mark sheet, this is ready. Then your photograph and signature should be up and ready, because in the NTA portal you have to upload both your photograph and signature. Preferably try to keep the similar photos for the Aadhaar and the photo you are going to upload, as well as the signature. The signature have to be in a proper light background, so it have to be digitally uploaded. So ensure that you are ready with all of that. It also has a size limitation, like how much KB is allowed. So get those things ready so that you do not feel that last minute rush or panic. Then the academic documents you require is grade 10th mark sheet, and you might also require grade 12 detail, because based on that only it will be determined which state quota for the NITs you belongs to. You will require the category certificate, it's applicable. If you are in open category, it's okay, you do not need it, but for others you require the category certificate or PWD certificate if they are applicable. Now coming to the registration strategy, so it's important that you do not delay the JEE registration. So I'm just taking a hypothetical case, exact date is not yet out. So let's say the registration start from 28th of October. So ensure that you get the registration done maybe within a week of since it is published. There is no point of delaying, because if you delay to the last point, there can be issues. You might get something wrong in the rush, you might put something which is not correct. So it can actually cancel your candidature. Be prepared, prepare everything well in advance. In fact, this time in JEE 2026, they will be looking for UDID for PWD. It is kind of compulsory, so get that. and also the Aadhaar, preferably Aadhaar should match. So since last year, as I've told, since last year it is compulsory to give this information at the time of registration itself. And special focus, again I'm repeating this because it is that important, special focus again on the name matching, category certificate validity. So if you are in EWS, OBC and validity is important, and ensure that your DigiLocker is up and running. So DigiLocker is the online platform where you can access Aadhaar card, driving license, and many your 10th certificate, etc. So ensure that it's up and running. In fact, for many NEET aspirant or those who want to do for both JEE and NEET, so in NEET you also require a APAR ID, which is also kind of a digital semi-Aadhaar kind of certificate. We'll talk about that in detail maybe in another video. So now coming to the important checklist. So definitely registering for JEE Mains is very important, but preparing for it is even more important. So in fact, we will be helping you out. In fact, we'll be releasing soon the details about how you can register, what can be the checklist. We can also help you out with the revision. We can also help you out with the proper guidance. So Prepali is there to help you out in your each and every step. So do not worry if you are getting stuck. If you have any problem, you can comment below in this video. We'll get back to you. If you are already with Prepali, you have our information, our contact detail, you can call us anytime. I'll be there to help you out at each and every process. Any confusion student and parent have, we are there to support you. We want each and every one of you to obtain the best. So that's all from the Prepali side. Please subscribe our channel if you have not subscribed yet, because this entire next I'll say 6-7 months are very crucial. In fact, how to prepare, what colleges to apply, and finally how to go ahead with the counseling. So we'll be covering all that up. So we are there with you at each and every step. So that's all in this video. Thank you all for joining, and see you soon in the other videos.